Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, we're going to be doing a dream meaning based random hypnosis session. So occasionally I'll use Earth Roulette for a destination, so it's in a physically different location as part of the induction, whereas today it's going to be based on 3 different dream meanings or interpretations. Again, 2 emotions, 3 random nouns. And the reason why I like doing these is that it really does take me out of the comfort zone. And I know many different hypnotherapists. And the trap that can take place in the world of hypnotherapy is that, like in anything else, you can become too reliant on those things that you're good at or you feel comfortable with. And they're not necessarily the best for the client, but you feel comfortable doing them. And what this random hypnosis session does for me is it means that I have to create in real time something that I couldn't have prepared for. And that, if you buy into the concept of neural pathways, mean that rather than traveling down pre-existing neural pathways, so previous language patterns, behaviors, thoughts, protocols, this forces me to create new ones. So I feel like hopefully I'm creating interesting content for you, but I also feel like I'm becoming a better hypnotherapist by voluntarily forcing myself outside of the comfort zone. So hopefully this is useful for you. It's certainly enjoyable for me. So let's do the random hypnosis bit. So I'm going on to a generator now. So we're going to generate 3 random dream symbols. This is interesting. So we've got paddling. So this could be a paddling pool or paddling in the sea or paddling in a lake. The next, a little bit raunchy here, we've got dominated sexually. So if you see dominated sexually in a dream, it means you're about to face a challenge. So that will be included in this. So probably not for children. If you're a child listening to this hypnosis session, now's the time to switch off. And planting in a garden. So if you see planting in a garden, the meaning they have here on this dream generator is that it means your life is about to turn a corner. Or that there's a warning that your relationship may not stand the test of time. So we've got paddling, being sexually dominated, and planting in a garden. The 2 random emotions, humility and remorse. I like humility as a state. I think it's very easy, I think, for anyone that gets fairly good in their career or financially, to not be humble or not have that humility. I think it can be tempting to start bragging about how good you are or what you have. But actually, I think a quality that builds rapport much better and builds genuine connections is the state of humility, of saying, there are people better off. There are people better at this thing. Because what it does, I think, as an individual, it keeps you in the mindset that there's a lot more to learn. And certainly that's my mindset. So we're going to infuse that in the hypnosis. And then remorse, for me, is about learning something from a mistake or action that, with the benefit of hindsight, you probably wouldn't have done. Remorse is useful because it means that, yes, you might have done something bad or undesirable, but you've actually become wiser for that. So that's the 2 emotions there, humility and remorse. And then we're going to generate 3 random nouns. We've got mine, empirical, empirical, and patient. So mine, a couple of different meanings that spring to mind here. One is mining a resource. So it could be like a gold mine or a diamond mine, a coal mine, for example. But it also relates to possessions. If something is mine, it's not yours. So that word will fuse into the hypnosis. We have empirical. For me, this is about evidence-based kind of stuff. So empirical means that you have the data to back something up. You know, I link it to evidence and science. And patience, I also consider a very, very useful resource, particularly in a different area of my life outside of hypnosis. I'm an investor. And I would say patience is one of the key resources that gives me a strategic advantage against perhaps people that are impatient. If you're impatient, it's very easy to give up on a very good strategy because you're not seeing the return on that investment quickly enough. And what that can lead people to do is to crystallize losses and things like that. So for me, patience, I think, is very useful in the right context. So we're going to fuse that into this hypnosis session. I think this is going to be a good one. So let's now jump back to the screen recording. I've got my 15-minute hourglass here for those people watching on YouTube, and we're going to get going and start the hypnosis. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, imagine breathing in a feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow tension, any worries, any stress, any problems to just leave your body in your outward breath. That's right, deeper and deeper, relaxed. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, if it's safe to do so, and if you'd like to experience a deeper, more meaningful experience, the next outward breath, allow your eyelids to close, and in doing so, notice that you can become even more aware of my words, the meaning of my words, and the impact of that meaning of my words on you and your reality. Continuing to breathe in and breathe out, taking you deeper and deeper, relaxed. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine that you are on a beautiful beach. And in doing so, perhaps you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Maybe there's sand underneath your toes. Imagine you're wearing whatever clothing is appropriate for you to be, not just on a beach, but able to paddle in the sea. Imagine feeling those gentle warm waves just over your toes, maybe up to the lower part of your legs. You're not swimming. You can still feel the sand beneath your feet. But imagine experiencing that warm water going over your toes, your feet, maybe around your ankles. And I want you to get a sense of what it would feel like if you were actually there, paddling in the sea, under a warm sun, blue skies, and just gentle breaking waves that you're paddling in. And notice that the waves start to go in and go out, synchronizing with your breath. Just imagine as you breathe out, you see the waves breaking, and as you breathe in, imagine the sea taking those waves back into the ocean. Each wave, each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. That's right. And I want you to imagine somewhere on that beach, you can see someone that you are sexually attracted to. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's a celebrity that you have a crush on. But I want you to imagine that you can see them and they're also wearing clothing appropriate to be on a beach. I want you to get a sense of where you feel that desire within you. Maybe it's a thought attached to your head and it feels like it's in your brain. Or maybe you can feel that desire, that attraction around your chest or even your heart. Maybe you feel it in your gut, or perhaps in a different part of your body. And I want you to notice that this sensation of desire is linked to a feeling of attraction. And I want you to see that person there on that beach, and then I want you to make the colors brighter. Imagine that you can see them almost like through a zoom lens, like closer, more detailed. And as you do so, and proportionate to your inner vision, as they take up more of that space, getting bigger, closer, more detailed, brighter, I want you to notice that that feeling of attraction or desire increases. And just imagine that this is planting a seed of an idea in the garden of your mind as to how you can increase desire, attraction, perhaps even your own libido in any area of your life. Not based on reality, but based on the internal representation of that. See that person and then imagine that they're doing something that increases desire. Maybe it's a facial expression, the way that they do something with their hair, perhaps a movement. There'll be something that is in your programming, something that increases attraction and desire. And I want you to get a sense that you have all of the resources, all of the characteristics to be desirable to this person that you see, that you have this attraction for. You don't have an arrogance that they are somehow better or too desirable for you. You have a feeling of desire connected with the idea of being humble, having humility. You don't need to show off. You don't need to boast or brag. Just get a sense that if you have that desire and a very humble approach, I want you to get a sense that that increases your ability to make a connection, not just with someone that you're sexually attracted to, but connected to anyone, a friendship, a business relationship. I want you to get a sense that arrogance, boastfulness, ego gets in the way of establishing true connection. There you are on that beach, and I want you to imagine that you are mining previous memories for a time where you could take this idea of attraction and increase. There's been times in your life that being attracted to a desirable outcome, to an individual, to a goal, meant that you had to imagine a future desirable event. And by doing so, what if that is a blueprint for you to unlock powerful resources that will enable you enable you to tap into, to mine that resource whenever it's necessary. And you might be able to mine motivation from your memories, or perhaps desire, attraction. Could be something else. But then I want you to imagine that if scientists went inside every single memory and found empirical evidence that certain memories were more likely to create certain emotional states, there would be perhaps 10 of the most powerful memories that you've ever had, that if you thought about them in a particular way would make you feel how you felt back then, and in doing so, what if you could activate that same way of thinking now? And it doesn't matter what the memory is. What makes a difference is how it makes you feel. One person could have a memory of sexually dominating someone, and that creates a feeling, perhaps of power or strength or lust. But for someone else, they might have a memory of a time that they felt deeply grateful, privileged in some way, or proud of an accomplishment. But just imagine that your unconscious has the ability to go back through every memory and empirically rank those memories that are most useful to create a powerful emotional state. One example could be patience. Think back to all of your memories and think of one specific time where you were patient and you were rewarded for that patience. Maybe those people around you weren't patient, too eager to make rash decisions, to rush into particular events. But back then, by having patience, it paid off. Maybe it gave you time, perspective. Maybe in the same way that if someone plants a seed in a garden, things have to happen before that seed starts to sprout, starts to grow, starts to turn into something that can ripen or bear fruit. There was a time in your life that you had patience, and if you think about that memory in a particular way, perhaps like you're re-experiencing it again, you're able to mine that patience and then use it either in the present or the future, in whichever context or environment would be most useful to you. And then I want you to think of all those memories, a time when you felt remorseful, that you know you did something wrong. And by admitting that, perhaps apologizing, doing something to make it right, you learned something valuable from that moment. Maybe you treated someone badly, and you made a decision never to do that again. There'll be one memory among all others that give you access to that emotional state of feeling remorse. And what if right now there's something that you need to feel remorseful for? Because you don't realize that you've done something wrong, and therefore you can't learn the lesson from that experience because you haven't accepted responsibility for it and figured out what you would do different if the same situation was to arise again. I want you to get a sense that you are unlocking humility, the ability to tap into past memories, access remorse, patience, desire, all those things that make the quality of your life more valuable. You are mining your memories for valuable emotional resources that plant seeds in the garden of your mind that will bear fruit to an incredible future of rich, ripe, tasty experiences. And perhaps a thought of that person that you're sexually attracted to, created ideas about what you want to do with them, to them, or have them do to you, is just a clue that there is challenges on your horizon. Perhaps someone disappointed you, and there are things that you can learn from that experience. Like anything, sometimes what we see is not what we think it means. And allow your unconscious mind to interpret this whole experience in a way that serves you best. That the seeds that you're planting in your mind take root, start to grow, and start to give you more than what you've put in. That your mind can mine all of your previous memories and extract that which is valuable in your present and your future. And then you remember that there you are, still paddling on that beach, feet under the sea. And you get a sense that something has changed, although you're not quite sure what has changed. I want you to get a sense that your life is set to improve, that you can learn from every challenge, and that as time goes on, more and more experiences lead to more and more memories, and each one of those memories then becomes a resource that you can mine in the future, so that the future gets easier and better as you utilize the right states in the right context. And then you realize that your imagination is just running a thought experiment, and that actually where you are right now is in your physical body, listening to me right now, firmly in the present. And very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling whatever feelings serve you best, feeling motivated, perhaps creative, unlocking patience, or perhaps humility, perhaps desire. Whatever your unconscious mind needs most right now is what's being unlocked and extracted from the mine of your memory by the time I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.
Okay, so I've stopped the recording for the podcast audience. This is now just for you watching on YouTube. Hope you found that useful. That was certainly more challenging than I thought it could be, just because some of the symbols and emotions and nouns didn't really correlate that well. So, but again, if this is a poker analogy, you play the cards you're dealt. You can't change the cards. So, I hope that was useful, or at least interesting. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and press the bell notification so you get notified whenever I release another video. And if you have any feedback, any comments, please put them in the comments below. I read every one and will certainly reply or take on board that feedback. So thanks for watching again, and you take care.